For 6 months here on the Back 40, we've been warning Americans that the president's goal, along with Republican leaders, is to cut Medicare and Medicaid, which would devastate rural America. And all along, we've been told, no, he won't. He made a promise. Hey guys, my name's Will. This is the Back 40, and let's talk about it. Not only did the president promise not to touch Medicaid and Medicare on the campaign trail, he actually did an address to the American people where he made the same promise. Medicaid won't be touched. And then, what happened today? The senior Republican leadership in the Congress released a new budget that cuts over $800 billion from Medicaid over the next 10 years, a program that provides medical health care insurance to over 72 million Americans, many living in rural America. Now it's time to get to the rat killing, and frankly, I don't care what billionaires I piss off. All of these cuts are being made for one simple reason: to fund a continued tax break for billionaires and multimillionaires on the backs of working class Americans in both our cities and in rural America. Now, I've got one simple question for you, America. How long, regardless of party, Democrat, Republican, or Independent, are we going to continue to fight for scraps under the table while the wealthy eat steak up above? How long? There's no way at this point that an intelligent person can deny the fact that the Trump tax cuts benefited the wealthy. They benefited the wealthy. Not only during the first Trump administration, but they continued through the Biden administration, and now they want to put those cuts on steroids. Not only continuing the cuts for the wealthiest Americans, but increasing the level of cuts that they get. A strategy that would be horrible for rural America. And this, my friends, is on top of all of the other challenges that rural Americans face when seeking health care in our neck of the woods. One, we have fewer facilities and hospitals than our brothers and sisters in cities across this country. Two, it takes forever when there's an injury or a medical emergency for us to receive medical care on the scene and to be transported to a medical facility that's far, far away. Let me give you an example of someone I know. I know someone in my life right now who has a genetic disorder that's led to them having multiple open heart surgeries, and they're not even 30 years old yet. And at multiple points, they've had to receive critical emergency care. And on one of those occasions, she was taken to her local rural hospital where they determined that air flight would be the best way to get her to a regional care center. And guess what happened? She was taken there on a helicopter, and later her insurance company denied the claim, claiming that they knew better than the hospital doctors did in her rural hospital what was best for her. These are just some of the challenges that we're facing in rural America. And now on top of that, you want to cut the very funds that support us in our time of need? I say no way. And don't let anyone tell you that the president doesn't support this, because he announced several days ago that regardless of what the Republicans came up with in their budget cut recommendations, he was going to support their budget. He is going to support these cuts to Medicaid. And these cuts are not generic in nature. They're coming after our mamas. My favorite scene in the movie Primary Colors is when the candidate who's running for office is sitting at a barbecue restaurant with his advisors, and they're getting drunker and drunker as the scene goes on. And in the end, all of them are crying as they talk about the sacrifices that their mamas made and how much they love their mamas. Well, these cuts are coming after our mamas. How many of us in rural America have mamas who have had a stroke, have mamas who have diabetes, have mamas who have suffered a heart attack, and we're just sitting there spending down all of their accounts, getting them to the point where they're in poverty enough that we can take advantage of the Medicaid programs that are out there to help them live comfortably for the rest of our lives. You talk about a screwed up system that makes us bankrupt our mamas before we can get them the care they need. It's time to break the shackles of political ideology and fight for the people we love. And I'm talking to you, my brothers and sisters in the Republican Party, and even those of you who are non-political. If your politician won't meet you in a town hall meeting or won't answer your calls when you call them again. Set up meetings and challenge them to be there. And it's got to come from you, my Republican friends, because you're the ones that voted this crew in. And it means more coming from you. And you've got to join with us. After all, if you won't defend your mama, how can you even call yourself rural? So start today. If you live in an area where you've got a Republican senator or a Republican congressman, get on the phone today and demand real answers. Don't accept form letters. Don't accept canned responses. These are the people we love we're talking about. You demand that they tell you point blank whether they're going to support these draconian cuts that are going to cut health care to the people we love in rural Missouri. And if they don't answer, then a Democrat is better than a Republican any day of the week, and I don't care what your ideology is. So it's time. It's time for us to start fighting back right now. There isn't some magical force out there that's going to arrive on the scene at the last minute to save us all. This isn't a Marvel movie. This is real life, and we're the heroes, or at least we could be, if we step up and do the right thing and do it together. Have a great day.